Guys, it's Billy Mack and welcome back to my garage. Still waiting on parts here for the Foxbody Mustang. So what we're gonna do today is work on something that I've had for a little bit. You've guys seen in the background of the videos. And no, it's not the transmission because, well, I'm scared to start that, to be honest. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, the Cowl hood. It is a hood that came off another car. As you can see, there's some damage. Kind of looks like crap. And we got to get rid of these holes because we're going to go with the Zeus bars and keep it a lot cleaner. What I have to do is we have to remove the metal plates. We have to fill the holes with fiberglass, and then we're going to smooth out the finish on the top part of the hood. But for now, let's get started on removing the plates on the front, and then what we'll do, get into some fiberglassing. Let's go. Okay, so don't judge me. The drill is in the house. All right, here you go. Gonna tape up the other side of the hood, sand this down, and add some glass. If anybody wants to know what hood this is, there you go. This one here is gonna be a little bit more to fix, but nothing we can't handle. So first I'm using a little bit of 180. I'm just giving it kind of a little scuff, lower some of the edges. To make sure we get some adhesion. All right, now we're gonna tape up the back side. Okay, so I'm gonna mix up some fiberglass. I ripped off a few little pieces. We don't need a lot in there for reinforcement. So just a few little pieces is all we need. And maybe a little cup full of resin, a little brush to dab it on. Let me go. So it's all mixed up, colors changed. Let's go get the holes filled up. So I'm gonna dab a little bit around the area first, around the outside edge of the hole, as well as the hole on the side here. Now I'm going to go finish up all the rest. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add the glass. Make sure you have enough glass covering all the holes. Doesn't have to be super crazy because the resin is basically what's going to do the trick here. So fill it up enough to cover the top. That should be good. On to the other holes. And that is that. This one here took a little bit more actual glass to fill it up. These ones are fairly easy, and you want to make sure that when you're filling it, it's over the actual hole. It's not still indented. Be easier to work with. So now we have to wait and wait and wait. It's still a little cool out. So it might take overnight to dry. Well, it will take overnight. So what we can do is come back in the morning, flip it over, peel the tape, and see where we're at. And we might have to add a little bit of fiberglass in the back of the hood because those screw holes were into the surrounding here. And I guess that's it. There's a few spots that I'm going to clean up. They cut this to fit over the wiper cowl. I also have to check to make sure that the brackets for the Zeus pins will, how they mount, because we might have to clear this off before we can set it on the car. Guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I have to head to basketball practice. We have 2 more games. Semifinals are tomorrow night, and then the finals are on the weekend. So this is our last real practice to go over what we need to go over. So it'll be a late night of practice, but again, this will take a while to dry. So when this is dry in the morning, we'll come back out and we'll pick at it. Here we go. See you in the morning. Here it is. Let's get to it. Okay, so the hood is cleaned off now. Well, wiped down. Still streaky as hell. It's kind of dirty. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sand the areas with the spider cracks, dig in a little bit so we can add some glass to fill it up. And there is a little crack right here we're gonna fix. And then again, we're gonna fill over these areas that we worked on yesterday. Another spider crack right there. Don't know if you guys can see it. But either way, the car is gonna look good when we're done. So I wanna make sure that the hood, there is some time invested into the hood. Most people will grab a fiberglass hood, throw it on, and you can kind of see this one here is textured or whatnot. A little too picky for that. So I've got my coffee and lots of energy ready to go. Okay, got some sanding done. So what I did here is I took my die grinder, or you could use a Dremel, and what you want to do is you want to dig in through the spider cracks so there's nothing else underneath it. If you just sand it flat, the spider cracks are still there. They might pop back up even after you finish your work. So you dig down through, add a tiny skim, a little bit of resin, and then what you're going to do is you're going to block it, prime it, and should be way more durable that way. Here's the pinholes. As you can see, I dug out through the best I could. This one here, the tape bled through, so I should take my own advice and be careful with the tape. Anyhow, again, dig down a little bit so when you add the resin, it sinks. It's not just sitting on top, ready to crack off. Also, what you want to do, here's the other spider crack, you want to sand the area around it so there is some kind of a mechanical adhesion when you place the resin down. So again, this spider crack here, I dug through the best I could. A nice little layer, little skim. I guess I have to go a little bit deeper on this one. There's a couple more spots now that I cleaned it off. But you have to go deep as the spider cracks, or they may, more than likely they will continue to come on through. So I'm gonna get this one cleaned up, and then it'll be time to add some glass. And there you have it. Holes are filled. So it'll be a little bit of work sanding these down, but again, you want to do it right. Fiberglass hoods, they tend to crack easy already, so the best way to do it is to do it the right way the first time. So I just sanded out this section here just to make sure I got through all the spider cracking, and I did. The other ones now, what I'm gonna do is I only have 400 grit on my orbital, so I have to pick up some 220 just to dig into this a lot easier. Get them all smoothed out. Then we're going to hit it with some fill, some body fill, because there is gonna be a little bit of a dip from sanding in that one section. You wanna try to blend it out like this one here. I'm still gonna do a little bit more blending. You wanna have a few inches of blending just to kind of smooth it out, even it out, because right now there's a big crater there. Not really big, but you can feel it. Well, maybe you can't feel it, but if you're into body work and whatnot, you can feel it. And then once the paint's on the car, you will be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I have to go get some sandpaper. I have to get some better body fill, because remember before in one of my other videos, we used Bondo, and the Bondo brand is not very good. So I'm gonna go try to find some 3M, some good product, get it down, and then get this primed right away. Disregard what I just said right now because I don't have time to go get that stuff. I have to do some coaching. So for now, I'm gonna leave that as part one. When we come back, we'll do part two where we body fill, prime, sand, and get it all ready for blocking. So for now, guys, like and subscribe, and welcome to my garage. I'm Billy Mack.